Look at these people. They disgust me. They're just perfect personality in their videos, even if they're not showing their face. Howdy everyone, Nate here. I have been increasing my average view percentage on my videos pretty well recently, and a big part of how I've been doing it is what I'm going to be sharing with you here. You see, I remember distinctly the first time I had a thought like this. It was at a family reunion when I was growing up, and I remember watching my cousin making all my other cousins laugh and thinking, dang, I wish I was as funny as him. Dang, I wish I could be as effortlessly interesting as him. And chances are, if you're watching this, you've had something very similar happen to you, even if it's been more recent. Watching YouTube videos is maybe you have another YouTuber that you really admire, just thinking to yourself, dang, I wish I was half as interesting as they are. And if you've never had that thought, well, you disgust me. I mean, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. So I think it's a given that not all YouTubers are that naturally talented from the day one. In fact, what I've done is I've found some that were not good at the beginning so I can clearly show how they improved from starting point to where they are now. So this channel, The WODs, has one of the most dedicated audiences I have ever seen on YouTube. When Kimberly uploads on this channel, it's almost guaranteed she'll get at least 100,000 people watching every single video. The engagement is insane. However, it wasn't always that way. This is one of the first videos on the channel. Let me show you what it looks like.
Because I don't want to fail, or like I don't want to make a goal and then not reach it, which is failing, whatever. So this year I decided to not only make a list, but also make a video. Maybe I'll inspire you.
Okay, so first off, not horribly horrible by any means. But what I just saw is what I want you to watch and look for in your own videos so you can see if you're doing this or not. First, a bit of second guessing herself. Kimberly's doing a bit of, I'm not quite sure what I'm saying here. Should I say this? But also there's this feeling to me that there's something on the inside, something that she wants to say, but she's not confident that it should come out yet. So that was one of the first videos on this channel, at least publicly, and that was a bit over 8 years ago. What's happening with Kimberly now? Well, let me show you.
Well, hello, good morning. Oh my gosh, it's the first time I've really spoke today. I've been whispering to Meredith. She's the only other person who's awake. Wolfgang is still sleeping. It's a miracle. Must be my lucky day. I don't know what the heck. I try to listen. All those people who are like, my 4 a.m. morning routine. I wake up before my kids and stuff. I'm like, how do you do it? Usually the second my eyes open, his eyes open.
What did we just see there? Well, first, look at the body language. Look at how open Kimberly is. In the first video, there was a lot of static, sitting and talking to the camera straight on. In this one, and it's partially due to standing up in front of the camera in the laundry room, but this one, there was a lot more movement back and forth, a lot more movement of the arms, and there was a lot more of a chill vibe to it. The other big thing that we just saw was Kimberly's eyes keep resetting back, although she's looking around, she's gesticulating, is that a word? Gesticulating? Making gestures. Although she's doing all of these movements, still her eyes keep centering back at the lens. You may look at those two things and say, well, Nate, no, those things aren't responsible for this, the engagement, the crazy high engagement that Kimberly, the WODs channel, is getting. And I would say, actually, I think it contributes way more than you would think. Because the first principle that I have found to finding your personality on YouTube starts with openness with yourself. There is just something about being open with yourself before anything else that makes you much more engaging and feel safe to be around on camera. When someone is watching one of your videos, if you are open with yourself and feel at peace, at least marginally with yourself, then they feel more safe being in your presence. So how do we do it? 1, be honest with yourself. What do you love about yourself? Really? What do you love about yourself? 2, what do you not love about yourself? Like really, and I don't mean hate yourself here. That's why I worded it. What do you not love about yourself? And then take both of those things and write them down. And if you want to go to the next level, stick it to your wall. Just put some tape on there. Just now we're not like sticking it to the wall just to make ourselves feel awful because we have this big old list of stuff we don't like about ourselves or love about ourselves. No, we're doing that because we're allowing ourselves to acknowledge it. And it just is. Allow yourself to be comfortable with what you love about yourself and what you don't love about yourself, and it comes across in your videos. Okay, I got another little channel here. It's little, don't worry. It's a little channel called Mark Rober. You may or may not have heard of it. Just over 25 million subscribers. Now, you don't get to that point without being at least marginally interesting or having really interesting content. But once again, it wasn't always that way. Behold, I pull up the first video that is still live on Mark's channel, and I show you what it looked like.
Here's an idea for a relatively simple Halloween costume. So basically white shirt, cut a hole in the front, cut a hole in the back, and then you use some fake blood, red paint will work, and then basically put a duct tape an iPad to the front. It have to be iPad 2.
Okay. Aside from that being remarkably creative and interesting, even though it was just an iPad 2, how long ago was that? That was in the day before we had like 87 variants of iPads. Here's the thing that I observed in this video when it comes to personality here that I want you to also see. Was the content interesting? Was the idea interesting? Yes, absolutely. And of course, it's gotten millions and millions of views, and I think it's partially because it's the first video and a lot of people like digging back into old videos. It was just shorter videos, only 49 seconds long. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I'd get millions and millions of views. We can talk about that another time. But here, it felt just like, I'm just gonna tell you what's gonna happen in this video, and okay, so here's what happens in our video, and here's what's going on next. That was that. Let's look at now Mark Rober.
Then coming in at number 5 is how we actually keep the lab location super secret. If you were to walk in off the street or deliver a package here, this is what you'd see.
You can go back and rewatch the earlier version of Mark Rober and this version of Mark Rober. What changed? This is what we're seeing here. Showing interest in your videos is huge to making your personality come out. It's really simple. It's not complicated at all. What you are interested in is part of your personality. So simply showing what you are interested in your videos makes you naturally more engaging and increases your average view percentage because people see that you're a real person, they experience more of your personality, and they relate with that. And even if they don't relate with that, they still can appreciate when you really care about something and you express that to people. So what I want you to do here is to express a bit more of what's going on in the inside of yourself as you're producing your videos and as you're in your videos. The other thing I want you to do, if you are finding this video helpful or useful, I would love if you would boop the like button on it so it can spread to more people and so that I know it's doing that for you. Thank you for doing that. Now this next one is interesting because we're not even showing our face in this next example. Yes, my friends, this is a no showing your face channel. It's called The Spiffing Brit. The Spiffing Brit. Unless you think I'm making fun of the Spiffing Brit, it's literally in the image. He's holding a cup of tea with his finger out, okay? It's not me, it's him. So this is a channel, it's got over 3 million subscribers as of recording this, yes, but what was it like at the beginning? Here's one of the earlier videos on the channel.
Hello chaps, and welcome to my first Stellaris experiment, where today we're going to be seeing which of the 3 endgame crises, or crises, whatever they are the strongest. Now,
Okay, hold on.
And you know what? That brings us to our first exploit in today's video, as we are going to be making our way over to the spaceport. Now, like all good classical RPGs, the most important resource of all is...
Interesting. What are we observing as the contrast between those two things here? Well, for the first example, the earlier video on the channel, the best way I found to describe this is I was having a conversation with a client this past week, and I had preemptively done all of my research, and as I was watching through a variety of the videos on the channel, I started realizing, dang, how am I feeling on the inside? I'm feeling irritated. I'm feeling annoyed by this person and their videos. Why is that happening? And I told them this, by the way, and after thinking about it and rewatching several videos, I realized it's because the delivery within the videos, the energy of the video was flat. Now, admittedly, in this client's case, it was a high flat, which is good, is better than a low flat. That sounded like a musical term, high flat, low flat. No, never mind. Better to be higher energy and flat than low energy and flat, of course, because low energy and flat is going to be absolutely boring. But apparently high energy and flat was enough to make me annoyed by it. So what are we seeing as the difference between those two clips I just played? And remember, this is without showing their face at all, so we're relying just on the voice here. Was the first one was much more flat. than the second one. The tone, the delivery was much more varied in the second one. Also, I feel like I need to redeem myself with the whole tea pinky thing. Like, is that actually true? How many cups of tea do the British drink each day? At approximately 100 million cups daily? I think my point was justified. And of course, no hard feelings to my UK residents that are watching this video. Feel free to poke fun at me anytime. But only UK people, nobody else. Nobody else in the comments can poke fun at me. Not allowed. So we talked about flat tone versus varied tone here. How would I describe that in terms of the overall personality? Here's how. Be you, more. Be you, more. What you think you are appearing as on camera, the camera takes off a few notches of energy. So just be yourself, but more of that. How would I go about practicing that? Go further than you feel comfortable with. I've also had several conversations with clients recently where this topic has come up, and I've told each and every one of them, I would rather have to tell you to dial it back on the energy than to have to keep pushing you for more and more and more. The other thing you can do here that the Spiffing Brit perfectly demonstrates is you can embrace stereotypes a bit and have fun with them. This is part of why it can be really effective to label yourself as a certain thing. Doctor reacts to XYZ, or why I would never insert in the blank as an expert of some sort. Now I'm gonna show you one more channel to demonstrate this principle. Oh wait, I can't because it's top secret and you can't know what I'm secretly doing. What I can tell you, however, is that